Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, and for the next 2 weeks, our show is being presented by Old Hampshire Designs. Old Hampshire Designs is an award-winning design build company located in New London, New Hampshire. They've been helping people create their home and buildings of their dreams in the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region since 1984. I'll learn from owner Jay Tucker about a Timberpeg timber frame home, a conventionally framed home or office, or anything in between. They will work with you to create a structure that meets your individual style and objectives. Winfried Feneberg, the superintendent of the Kearsarge Regional School District, will give us the most up-to-date information about back to school after last week's school board meeting. Andi Steele will give us her second installment of the Lake Sunapee Region VNA's 50th anniversary history project. And we'll close with Brittany Sue Hines to hear about the new London Barn Playhouse's children's series presentation of Disney's High School Musical. Don't go away because we are in the home stretch of summer, so you won't want to miss this week's edition of your Yankee Chronicle.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. With more frequent major weather events, don't say again, I should have installed a generator. H.R. Clough provides the best home generator systems available from Generac. Our highly trained personnel provide you a complete turnkey installation. For a free estimate, call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
There's a big difference between a big box store and a LaValle Middleton building supply.
When you're a local store, you need to compete with the bigger chains. So we've combined our purchasing power with over 300 independent lumberyard and home centers, and we've passed those savings on to you.
Our customers have grown up with our stores, and now their kids are shopping here with our kids.
We have everything you need for any home improvement project you can think of.
And the possibilities are endless.
If we had a motto, it would be neighbors helping neighbors build a community.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from this beautiful Old Hampshire Designs home here in New London with a stunning view of Lake Sunapee, I think the nicest one I've ever seen. And I'm now joined by Jay Tucker, the owner of Old Hampshire Designs, and thank you for being our host these last 2 weeks.
Well, thank you, Abby, and appreciate you guys having us on.
I have to say, this is fun to be on location in a place that you created and built. This is so fun to see. Old Hampshire Designs has been around for a long time. Tell us about your history.
We've been around since 1984.
Okay, that's a long time.
That's a long time. I'm not sure where the time went, but we've been in the design build business since then, and clearly our ability and project level has grown over time, and I've had just very honored and happy to have been working with so many wonderful people over the years, both clients and honestly the subcontractors that work with us. It's incredibly rewarding.
Incredible. And it must be really rewarding for you to drive around this area and say, oh, that's an Old Hampshire Designs house. I remember doing that one. I remember starting on that one. And because you have such a legacy around here.
It is nice to do that. It is nice to see all the projects that we work on, and it's also nice to feel like your reputation is it stands the test of time. And you know, New London's a very small community.
Yes.
When you go into the Hannaford's, you're bound to see 2 or 3 of your past clients, and
for sure.
We want to say hi and feel the love. So.
And your team has grown too, like you mentioned, but I'm sure you started with just a couple people, and now you're quite the crew.
It started with me.
You, okay, that's a crew, yeah.
and it grew. It grew, yes.
Yes, that's very exciting.
Yeah.
And you have an office, correct?
We're located at 263 Main Street in New London, and we've been there for about 20 years.
Amazing. Yeah. So let's talk about this home in particular in New London on beautiful Lake Sunapee with an incredible view. And tell us about working with these clients and then having this finished product here.
So these clients were absolutely wonderful to work with. You know, we all knew how special the property was.
Yes.
And we all were sensitive to how people would view this house from afar, from the lake.
Right, important.
And so it was really important that we came up with something that really blended into the environment. And so when you're away, you almost don't see the house. And
that is
so
true.
That's what was a really important feature of what we were trying to accomplish.
And I'm sure their main focus was, okay, here's the piece of land, and it was all wooded, like we've heard in the past, but really focusing on this incredible view that you not only get of Lake Sunapee, but also Mount Sunapee as well.
Yeah, it's probably the nicest view I've ever built a house on. So it also makes it a great place to work, because to look at this the whole time you're building the house is great. So.
Do you think Old Hampshire Designs has a certain style that you try and build, or is it really up to each project and what the clients want?
I would say that we're really able to adapt to almost any type of home someone's trying to build, and we've had the good fortune of working with a number of wonderful architects, and have done completed a lot of their projects as well as our design build projects, and so if you look at our portfolio on our website, you'll see a wide variety of different homes that we've done.
And that's important.
And it doesn't matter to us if it's a small 1,500 square foot house or a 10,000 square foot house. As long as the quality is something that we can be proud of, we're really happy to do it.
And a lot of people have had mixed emotions on how the last 18 months has gone, but how has COVID done for Old Hampshire Designs?
It has created a backlog that we have never seen before in our career, and it's been a challenge. It's been very difficult finishing projects as you're waiting for certain materials to come in. The trucking industry has been a problem, so fortunately we've had very patient clients and patient subcontractors, because everybody's working towards the same goal, and just trying to get there is a little bit trying.
For sure. Well, Jay, before I let you go, how can people get in touch with you in Old Hampshire Designs?
You can find us on our website.
Great.
And I encourage anybody to take a look, and also you can give us a call at our phone number. So.
Amazing. Well, Jay, thank you so much for allowing us into this client's home and also being our host the last 2 weeks. It's been great to chat with you.
Good chatting with you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
When your Yankee Chronicle returns, we'll hear about the plans for back to school in the Kearsarge Regional School District. But first, please listen to these words from the businesses that make your show possible.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. Now is the time to have a highly trained H.R. Clough technician perform an annual maintenance and inspection of your gas or oil system to help you avoid a failure in the dead of winter. Call now to set up an appointment. Call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Simple solutions in a challenging world. Let Echo Communications make your life simpler. From the beginning, creating design through the commercial print process and ending with custom mailing, all easily coordinated in one place. Echo Communications provides simple solutions in a challenging world. One place, many solutions. Learn more at echocominc.com.
Warner's Main Street Bookends has been your community bookstore since 1998 and voted Yankee Magazine's Editor's Pick Must-See Bookstore. Bookends is a full-service store offering a huge selection of current fiction and nonfiction with children's book selection, toys, and games. Bookends has a huge card selection for all occasions, along with Main Street Marketplace and Gallery in the attached barn. 100% solar, Main Street Bookends of Warner is building your community one book at a time.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel. After the previous unprecedented school year, let's join Kearsarge Regional School District Superintendent Winfried Feneberg for a look at back to school this September. Hi, Winfried.
Well, the school year 21-22 will start in a little bit over 2 weeks. And our teachers and administrators, principals are making all the preparations to have a wonderful start to the school year. We have actually prepared much earlier than that. As you may be aware, we have the Reopening Plan 2.0 that tried to spell out the upcoming school year, how we will address all the students back in school, and still maintain the three pillars that have served us very well last school year during the COVID pandemic of guaranteeing safety and security as best we can, equity, and then quality of instruction. And underlying all of these concepts is flexibility. I think that's what we have learned over the last year and a half. We had a school board meeting last night on Thursday, and we have again reviewed all the available information for the state and the country and our county here in Merrimack and Sullivan. And the school board followed the recommendation that our administrators, nurses, our critical decision unit that has been really meeting every week over the last school year, we have decided and recommended to decide to the school board that we should start the year with everybody being masked, with everybody wearing a mask as a mitigation strategy, and to keep our kids as safe as possible, as well as our staff. Well, in regard to our ability to have all our students in schools, we have been fortunate. Even last year, really anybody who wanted to be in school and needed to be in school and in person was able to be accommodated. So we are fortunate in Kearsarge that we did not have extended periods of remote learning. And we know that in-school learning is superior to any other forms for the majority of kids. And there clearly are exceptions, and we address those as well. We also will continue to be vigilant with regards to social distancing. We will maintain at least 3 feet distance in the classrooms, as well as in the hallways and lunchrooms. With this rule, we will be able to have our athletic department conduct all the sports in the fall and hopefully for the full year in conjunction with NHIAA. And we will also be able to have all our kids in the classrooms, in the lunchrooms. A couple of things. As far as outdoors, the mask mandate does not apply, so we do not require masks outdoors. I should also stress that anybody who wants to wear a mask is obviously welcome to do so. And the more we can look out for each other, the better. I think that's what the community will find as most helpful in these difficult times that are ahead of us. The critical decision unit made out of teachers and nurses and administrators will continue to meet to address those details of the plans, and they will continue to do that in the next few weeks and months. So we may be able to have volunteers again in the schools. Spectators outside has not been a problem for quite some while now. Yeah, I just would like to make the point once again that we need to be flexible, and we need to be able to respond on short notice to changes that are happening in our schools. So I need to appeal to parents to please be vigilant with your children. If they display any symptoms of COVID, please keep them at home. Please bring them to have a test, and be as responsible as you can possibly be so that other kids can have and enjoy a safe learning environment, as well as our teachers and staff in general. So whatever you can do to help us out, it's much welcome, and we depend on you as well.
Thanks, Winfried. Let's hope for a little stretch of this new normal for the kids and parents. Please. When we return, we'll have part 2 of Andi Steele's remembrance of her early years at the Lake Sunapee Region VNA. Stay with us now as we bring you a few words from the local businesses that haven't abandoned us during these crazy COVID-19 times.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. H.R. Clough installs water conditioning systems to purify your water and add life to your hot water heating system. Now is the perfect time for one of our expert staff to evaluate your needs. For a free estimate, call H.R. Clough today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
There's a big difference between a big box store and a LaValle Middleton building supply.
When you're a local store, you need to compete with the bigger chains. So we've combined our purchasing power with over 300 independent lumberyard and home centers, and we've passed those savings on to you.
Our customers have grown up with our stores, and now their kids are shopping here with our kids.
We have everything you need for any home improvement project you can think of.
And the possibilities are endless.
If we had a motto, it would be neighbors helping neighbors build a community.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. Now is the time to have a highly trained H.R. Clough technician perform an annual maintenance and inspection of your gas or oil system to help you avoid a failure in the dead of winter. Call now to set up an appointment. Call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Well, in the beginning, I believe there were 6 or 7 towns that came together, and back in 1973, and it was actually happened around 1970, and a visiting nurse association typically has towns that decide to join the association, and each of those towns then designated town funding toward the VNA, which was of course vital to our success. And so the way this board, Dr. Jack Norris was actually the person who was instrumental. He's definitely on my hero list, and he was just an amazing man who had worked for a Kodak company, and they came to New London to retire, and he got involved in thinking that the VNA would be a good thing for this area, because before that, each town had its own town nurse who kind of went around and took care of people and saw new babies, and so that eventually became something that merged into a visiting nurse association. So we had a member from each town that was part of the association. I think there may have been 2 who was part of the board. In the beginning, we often would find a board member going off would find their best friend down the road to take their place when they were through with their turn on the board. And over the years, we began to say and get a little more sophisticated and say, we need someone who has finance experience. We need someone who has marketing experience. And so we began to focus a little more on not just getting a representative from the town, but looking for some very specific talent. We had talent from, again, a lot of people who had retired to this area, and I could name people that were special to me, but I know I'll forget somebody, so I don't want to give names. But just people who, again, they're volunteers, but they might have spent days on end here helping us with, getting the right auditors or getting the right financial people in here, and helping us to get linked up with good marketing and development resources. So the board is really critical in that way. The board, in my experience anyway, was never anything but supportive, but their role is also to ask important questions and make us think about what we're doing, and is it the best way? Is it the most efficient way? In the beginning, there were so many little incremental steps, and then we've just been able to build on that year after year, and you couldn't do that without the support of the board. But so many of these things happened almost by serendipity. When Joanne Hughes moved to town, she got involved with one of our board members at the time was Michelle Holton, and she began talking about a program she had been responsible for, I believe in New Jersey. And how wonderful that she chose this organization. And I think I just saw in one of the recent ads, Renaissance Shop, over the years that it's been operational, has raised over $2 million for this organization. I mean, that's, to me, just incredible. One of the most memorable donations to me was the day that Chef Halsey came into my office. And as you know, this is called the Halsey Building in their Chef and Ginny's honor. Ginny was a longtime volunteer for this organization, and he came into my office one day and sat down and said, we're going to be moving and we have a home that we would like to give to the VNA, and when you sell that home, you can use that money. And it just happened to coincide with our efforts to get, finally, after I don't know how many years, but quite a long time, a building of our own. We had rented in the hospital for many, many years until we outgrew it, and then we moved to the building on the corner where Hubert's is now. He was so humble, and kind of brings tears to my eyes just to think of it. You would have thought he was giving me $10.
Next week, we'll hear the last segment of Andi's VNA Early Years. When we come back, Brittany Sue Hines from the new London Barn Playhouse will tell us about the next children's series show. But first, these words from the good businesses that make your Yankee Chronicle possible.
Simple solutions in a challenging world. Let Echo Communications make your life simpler. From the beginning, creating design through the commercial print process and ending with custom mailing, all easily coordinated in one place. Echo Communications provides simple solutions in a challenging world. One place, many solutions. Learn more at echocominc.com.
Warner's Main Street Bookends has been your community bookstore since 1998 and voted Yankee Magazine's Editor's Pick must-see bookstore. Bookends is a full-service store offering a huge selection of current fiction and nonfiction with children's book selection, toys, and games. Bookends has a huge card selection for all occasions, along with Main Street Marketplace and Gallery in the attached barn. 100% solar, Main Street Bookends of Warner is building your community one book at a time.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. H.R. Clough installs water conditioning systems to purify your water and add life to your hot water heating system. Now is the perfect time for one of our expert staff to evaluate your needs. For a free estimate, call H.R. Clough today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Welcome back to your Yankee Chronicle. I'm Abby Peel, your host. The new London Barn Playhouse has a wonderful program for our young people in the area. Let's hear about it and their last presentation for this season. Hi, Brittany.
Thanks, Abby. We are here with the new London Barn Playhouse's junior intern company as they rehearse for High School Musical, coming to the Barn Main Stage tent on August 19th and August 21st at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. up at the same school and discover their voice through joining the High School Musical. One's a brainiac, one's a jock, and they both find friendship and camaraderie and joy through the art of singing and musical theater. So that's what we're seeing right now as they rehearse and learn their music for the High School Musical. The Junior Intern Company is comprised of 25 to 30, 12 to 18-year-olds who are interested in the performing and technical aspects of theater. They rehearse with us for 10 weeks throughout the summer, and we are so thrilled to have such a talented bunch join us year after year to put on the productions of our children's theater series, which this year is a series of 4 different shows, 3 of which have already been completed, and we are finishing up with High School Musical. To the expansion of our educational programming to be offered year-round with the Play a Part campaign and the new building that is being built right now. We feel so fortunate to be able to offer our programming to anyone and everyone throughout the entire year. The details of which are still being figured out, but the excitement is certainly stirring as we start to make the barn a year-round presence, not just something that happens throughout the summer. High School Musical will be performed and designed by the 2021 Junior Intern Company, and it will be performed on Thursday, August 19th and Saturday, August 21st at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. under the main stage tent behind Ivy Science Center on Colby Sawyer College's campus. You can get your tickets today, and I encourage you to get them today as they're going fast at nlbarn.org, or you can call the Barn box office. All details can be found on our website, again, at nlbarn.org.
Crazy. What great fun for both the young performers and their audience. For more information, go to their website, nlbarn.org. There is so much to do for everyone in the area this time of year: music, theater, water sports, hiking, and more. Get out and enjoy before we start complaining about bleakness of late fall. Next week, we'll be back here to meet Peter Schiess, owner of Landforms Limited. Peter is a registered landscape architect who provides landscape design and construction for Old Hampshire Design clients. And Andi Steele will wrap up her story about the early days of the Lake Sunapee Region VNA. And we'll close with Pete Lordson at one of our most unique treasures, the Ice House Museum. Don't miss our Game of the Week second season with great replays from the past. This week we'll show the 2018 football game between Windsor and Woodstock. All our games replay on WYCX at 12 noon and 5 p.m. on Sundays and Mondays. And we're gearing up for live football this fall, featuring Kearsarge, Lebanon, Hopkinton, and many other local schools. Other programming on WYCX's Outside Television includes original shows featuring the most exciting extreme sports from rock climbing, biking, water sports, and of course skiing. I'm Abby Peel. Until next week, check out the website oldhampshiredesignsnh.com for a sampling of their magnificent work. Then join me again at this same time back here in this beautiful Old Hampshire Designs home. Stay safe, everyone.